Today we're building one of the most unique custom workspaces we've ever seen in Shift. I'm going to walk you through how to recreate Jonathon's incredibly balanced setup, famously nicknamed the Drip. You can check out Jonathon's setup interview in his My Shift Setup episode linked in the description. Here's what the completed layout looks like. It's an absolute masterpiece of app symmetry. He uses multi-bar sidebars to center his apps on both sides of the screen and keeps his search right at the top. Let's dive into this build. To start, open up your quick settings and click Build Your Browser. Pop over to the Templates tab and select the Creative to give us our initial foundation. One of the more unique aspects of Jonathon's setup is his use of only one space. To perfectly replicate this look, we'll remove any extra spaces. To do this, right-click on the second space or any additional spaces you have, and select Remove Space from the options. Any apps that you had in that space can still be found in the editor and can be added back in later. Now let's completely reshape this by adjusting the bars. We'll jump into the Bars tab. Then we're going to move the Apps bar from the editor over to the left side. Next, let's grab the Tab bar from the editor and pull it up to the very top. And finally, we'll take the Custom bar from the editor and place it on the right side. Awesome. Next, let's fine-tune the controls. Start by clicking into the Controls tab. We want to remove the tab strip by pulling it into the editor. Not the whole bar, just the tab strip. Then we'll move the search bar onto that top bar. You can also remove the leftover space block and the home and sidebar icons. While still in the Controls tab, we can add in the forward and refresh icons to the left of the search bar. And to keep things looking neat, let's add a spacer to the left of those icons. Find the extensions and quick setting controls at the bottom of the wide right sidebar, and we'll move those to the top bar and the far right side. Let's also remove the AI chat icon and the separator that's left behind at the top of the creative sidebar. Now, click into the Apps tab of the editor, and we're going to move the app block from the top of the creative sidebar over to the far left, and we're going to start to build up that app symmetry. Don't forget to pull that leftover separator back into the editor to get rid of it as well. This actually puts us back into the Controls tab, so while we're here, let's grab a spacer, and we'll add it below the app strip on the left bar to center those apps. Next, move the tab strip from the editor and place it on the creative sidebar right below your bookmarks. Then, to get our bookmarks into list format, we'll remove bookmarks entirely and then we'll re-add them. And you can see that this removes the grid layout. Finally, we'll finish this side up by pulling any extra spacers off of the creative sidebar and back into the editor. Great. Now let's create some of that symmetry between the left and right app sidebars. So we'll go back into the App tab, and while we're here, we'll grab some of the apps from your left bar and drag them over to the empty right bar. I've decided to make my right sidebar focused more on kind of social media or communication apps. So that's what I'm selecting here. You can also drop a spacer right underneath the app block to create that centered look. Next, let's move some apps way up to the top bar by the quick settings icon. This is a little bit different from Jonathon's setup, but creates the same effect. While in the Apps tab, we'll also grab the Add App icons that are found below each of our vertical app blocks, and we'll remove them by just pulling them back into the editor. This will leave the only Add App icon in that top right corner for easy access to the app library. So what would that look like? If you ever do want to expand your setup, just click that Add App icon in the corner, select the tool that you want, and save. If you want to adjust its position in your setup, just hop back into the builder and make sure you're on the App tab when dragging it to the place you'd like it to live. And our very last step to replicate this incredible setup is making sure clicked links open right inside your existing apps to keep things nice and tidy. So to do this, open up your quick settings, click Advanced Settings at the bottom, and then head to the Accounts and Preferences tab. From here, toggle the Smart Link setting on. Let's close settings and see it in action. Now, when you open a link connected to an app in your setup, it opens perfectly inside its own app tab strip instead of launching a massive chain of random tabs. To see all of my Etsy pages, I just have to click into the Etsy app. And there you have it, the drip setup, built completely from scratch. A true powerhouse, dripping in intentionality that changes how you interact with your daily tools. Try building this layout for yourself and let us know what you think. We'll see you next time with another awesome setup to recreate.